welcome back everyone, and once again it's time to go balls deep. Now recently people are in the process of translating the new Sasuke novel, and in it we are getting a lot of world building and lore explaining what is happening to Naruto with his death illness that everyone's talking about. It's a rumor going on in the community. Oh my god, is Naruto gonna die? If Naruto dies, I quit Boruto. Boruto is straight ass. So this book that just got released recently, it may be adapted into the anime and become 100% canon. The Boruto anime has pretty much adapted a lot of novels. Even the Parent and Child Day, which we all love, was from a novel. So today we'll be covering the first 6 chapters of this new story, and then when the other half is translated, I'll explain everything. Before I get into the story of the Sasuke novel, I have to explain the end of the recent Kakashi Retsuden story, because the Sasuke book is a sequel to it. Now in it, Kakashi returns from his mission from a mysterious country known as Ridaku. Now on his return, he heads straight to the izakaya bar. Now there he encounters the majority of the Konoha 12 having a party. I recommend you read this chapter if you're lacking on some old school Naruto wholesomeness, as Kakashi takes a moment to appreciate how they've all grown to become strong shinobi parents and successors. However, he is interrupted by Naruto himself, handing him a drink with a smile on his face. Naruto thanks Kakashi for the work he did in Ridaku. Although Kakashi notices, Naruto's face appears ashen, worn out by more than just the work of the Hokage, but to him it seems like Naruto is seriously sick. With his mind troubled, upon stepping outside for a moment of quiet, he encounters Shikamaru. They discuss the fact that Sasuke and Sakura still haven't returned from their mission in Ridaku, and Shikamaru voices his concern that if they are not fast enough, it may be too late for Naruto and he may die. Now at this point, they are then interrupted by the arrival of Boruto and Sarada, who know nothing of the mission, nothing about Naruto's mysterious illness and that he is dying, or the situation of Sasuke and Sakura trying to save him. So the conversation is hidden from them and moves on to other things. The story of the book opens with the savage dismemberment and devouring of 2 men. Prisoners are being eaten by a huge lizard-like creature. We find out Sasuke has infiltrated a prison workforce at an institute of astronomy deep in the north of the land of Ridaku. He's pretending to be an ordinary citizen that has been put in prison. Now the giant lizard's name is Menno. Yeah, like Menno, you're gonna have trouble if you fuck with me, boy. But anyway, Menno is a deterrent to escape from the prison, seemingly controlled by the head of the facility, a man named Zansuru. Now the description of this lizard creature is very interesting. A massive lizard with a bipedal walk. That means it only uses 2 legs. Thick leather skin covered with horns, cone-shaped fangs and sharp claws. The beast's leg strength is incredible. 2 legs that form under its body are like ridiculous springs. One stride will take the beast dozens of meters forward alone. Basically, Sasuke is scouting out this base, and at night he sets out to sneak past this lizard and complete his mission of finding information for a cure for Naruto. However, upon being almost immediately discovered by the lizard, which I'm just gonna call a dinosaur for the rest of the video, Sasuke realizes he doesn't have any choice but to fight it. After trying to use genjutsu on the beast multiple times, Sasuke realizes it is for some reason immune to this, even with the power of his Sharingan and Rinnegan. He's then forced to use more lethal methods, and by the end of the fight, he stabbed the dinosaur multiple times and even ripped open its stomach, only for it to limp away and die. Sasuke shows some remorse for this regarding his brutality, but he deemed it necessary. However, as a result of this fight, his cover was likely to be blown, so he had to return to his cell in the prison. The next morning, Sasuke was in the dining hall looking for any signs of his activities, only to see Menno, the dinosaur, alive and well patrolling the grounds. Sasuke sits there wondering, how is this even possible? But his thoughts were interrupted from behind him. You're the one who tried to lay hands on Menno. Menno, you're gonna get fucked up, prisoner 487. It was Zansuru, the warden scientist that controls this beast. Sasuke knew it was meaningless to lie to this dude, so he took the moment to try and steal some information of his own. Activating his Sharingan, he stared into the man's eyes, only to realize only then it was too late. He had an artificial eye. The man called Sasuke out, saying he won't forget that Sasuke is capable of ninjutsu. It appears this place Ridaku does not have a ninja society, similar to the land of iron than the land of fire. However, Zansuru last words before the end of chapter 2 as he leans towards Sasuke's ear and whispers this: "It's impossible to take Menno from me when I am a shinobi too." The second chapter begins, and in it we see that Zanzuru has clearly put out the word to the guards to target Sasuke, as he is beaten and pressed hard following his encounter with the warden and this dinosaur type creature. Sasuke took beatings every single day for every little thing he did. Even the other prisoners felt sorry for him. At this point, Sasuke thought to himself that the only reason he's not fighting back and killing these dudes right here, right on the spot, I don't know how he had the restraint, goddammit. He said it was only for Naruto. He needs to save Naruto from this illness, so he kept it in mind. So again, he waits till night and everyone is asleep, and then he heads out again. Now I should point out that now apparently, right, they don't lock the prisoners in their cells here, because you know the dinosaur is a powerful deterrent, you know what I'm saying. After a short interlude with another prisoner and Sasuke trying to find out more information at night, he sees Menno the dinosaur again. They engage in round 2. Now this time Sasuke is even more on the defensive, fighting in a more constrained area than last time, and he's soon nearly decapitated by a swing of the beast's claws, ripping into his cheek. Now okay guys, at this point I know some of you are listening to this or rolling your eyes, shaking your head all over the place and saying, where the fuck is the power scaling, fam? Listen, I agree, right? The power scaling is...
Know your fucking place, trash!
Anyway, Sasuke realizing he has no chance here, he retreats, and as he does, his breath gets heavier, his limbs are getting number. Eventually he can tell he's lost the beast, but at the same time he knew something was deeply wrong. He felt himself overheating, his body growing numb to sensation and his senses deteriorating. Sasuke then heard the sound of someone approaching. As he faded from consciousness, a soft hand placed over his eyes covering his Sharingan. An impossible hand. He couldn't turn to see who it was, but he knew he was safe. Somehow it was revealed it was Sakura. Yeah boy, it was his wifey. Sasuke and Sakura shippers out here went nuts when this scene got revealed. Like my G goes balls deep and everything, but now it's proven in this book, right, how much Sasuke loves Sakura too. I'll discuss that in a bit, but this is gonna be some litty ass moment in the anime. Sasuke dick right, it is out there. Batman sensei getting his shit. Wait, I need to digress. I need to calm down right now. Sakura took Sasuke in the back of the medical wing and revealed she had arrived shortly after Sasuke did, and she got the doctor job in the prison. When he asked why she has come, she told him that this job has changed. It was at this point we finally get a full breakdown of what's up and why we are here. Apparently, Naruto is suffering from some kind of sickness. The Nine Tails says the Sage of Six Paths also had an illness because of it. He traveled to Ridaku to get a cure. Supposedly, the Sage met the original founder of this astronomical institute, a man named Totaro, and this scientist, although not a doctor of medicine, did indeed manage to cure Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Paths. Sakura explains that in this legend, the sage grabbed a shooting star from the sky and split the meteor in two, and half of it turned into a dust that supposedly cured him. The scientists named this dust polar particles, so supposedly through the mapping of the stars, a specific type of meteor when cut in half by chakra was the answer they were looking for to cure Naruto. Naruto has gained this illness due to having a tailed beast within him and using the chakra just as Hagoromo the Sage of Six Paths did. You know how it all does, aspals here, aspals everywhere. You just know that Naruto is sick. Okay, now there is a subplot in this novel too, where Sasuke is basically realizing it's insane to leave his hot wife alone for years at a time and not think random dudes are gonna hit on her, and he gets jealous of all these dudes trying to hit on her. All the prisoners are leering at the new doctor, they all have a crush on Sakura and they want to smash, right? But Sasuke's like, that's my thing. You're not taking my thing away from me. So Sasuke realizes he actually has a really deep love for Sakura, and he cares for her so much that he decides that to put a ring on it. So he gets a ring and he puts it on Sakura's finger. Moving on, during their research into the astronomical charts of the region and the history of Hagoromo's actions, the pair discovered that the people were very suspicious and protective of their ancient texts in the Ridaku region, as a few years ago a man had arrived and stolen some books from the royal library. The name that man went by was later revealed to be Orochimaru. Yes, our favorite non-binary character we all love, that Orochimaru. So when trying to gain access to the restricted portion of the Institute archives, they had to play a curious card game in an attempt to win a bet, using a deck of 12 unique cards and 60 of them in total. Sasuke and Sakura essentially had to play poker. However, the interesting thing about this game is that the 12 cards were the following: a white horse swimming in the sea, a cat looking looking into a flame of a lantern, a bonfire with an orange glow, a monkey etching a picture with a stick in the dirt, a shepherd looking at the stars, a cow in the cage looking out, a tree trunk and an ambler clinging to it, stick with me here, an ogre born of the earth, a turtle climbing up a mountain, a grey-haired old man with a cane, a tanuki parent and child playing in sand dunes, and finally a slug creeping out of the marsh. In the game, they learn that certain combination of cards have different name and values, with the strongest being the star and the second strongest being earth. This game is called Hoshinarabe. Now this is clearly important because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be telling you. Now let's find out why. Once Sasuke and Sakura had gotten access to the Institute restricted records, they found a book detailing astrological observations, specifically constellations. However, strangely, the book seemed to contain artwork drawn in the same style as that of the Hidden Leaf Village. In this book, they realized the constellations correlated to different cards in Hoshinarabe, and more than that, Sasuke realized that they represented something far more recognizable, the tailed beasts themselves. You get it now, right? The cards represent the tailed beasts, with 10 of the cards correlated with the tailed beasts, but the last 2 with the shepherd looking at the stars and the old man with a cane. Sasuke realized that they represent Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Paths, and Totaro, the astronomer who founded the institute in the first place. Well, after this most recent discovery, Sakura and Sasuke decide a plan by switching places with an incoming Ridaku messenger and using a meeting with Zansuru to try and find out what this place has to do with the Ridaku government. During that meeting, Sasuke sneaks into the warden's secret basement by pretending to be a cane. You know how he does with the shurikens? Basically that, transformation jutsu. Sasuke discovers that the evil scientist Zansuru is harboring a large amount of chickens in his dungeon. Sasuke concludes that this must have something to do with the dinosaur lizard that is wandering around. Whilst this is happening, Sakura is in her office thinking of how she can understand the whimsy of Totaro, associating his scientific conclusions on movements of the stars with animals, comparing it to the fact that ninja used the same idea for hand signs, because it would be inconvenient to have no names for hand signs whilst you're using jutsu, right? 12 hand signs named after the zodiac, 12 signs dictated by the Sage of Six Paths. Makes sense, right? A time skip later, Sasuke is out digging in the fields being a prison slave with his prison friends when one of them mentions a lake nearby formed in a crater with water so clear that it reflects the sky perfectly. He went on to explain you can sometimes fish out fossils or meteorite from it. Sasuke and Sakura seek each other out because they have now solved half of the puzzle each. Sasuke and Sakura realize that the legend of the Sage's Six Paths catching a meteor out of the sky and splitting it with chakra was an analogy to what they needed to do here and now, forming the strongest combination of cards from the game Hoshinarabe that I mentioned, which are sky and earth. Then using hand seals at the same time, this resulted in the lake suddenly being disturbed. A huge pillar of light erupted from the bottom of the water, and within the pillar an amulet arose. When Sakura took it, she then said it contained a huge amount of chakra, impossible for anyone but a master to infuse. However, there was something still nagging at Sasuke. Why was Zansuru the warden here of all places? Why were the prisoners digging endlessly? Was he using the fossils and chickens to perform some sort of strange reanimation jutsu? And just on time of all of this, cue the swarm of pterodactyl-like creatures to appear and attack both of them, with Zansuru crackling and revealing his master plan to create a dinosaur army. Sasuke and Sakura split up and Sasuke faces Menno, the dinosaur, for the third time. It was at this point, using the Sharingan, Sasuke realized that Zansuru did not have a significant amount of chakra. In fact, he had a civilian level of amount. He wasn't a ninja at all. So if he wasn't controlling the reanimation, then who was? Sasuke was determined to defeat Menno, but at the same time, without knowing how to end the jutsu, he had no way of humanely stopping this person. You know, the plot is trying to do an ass pull and making Sasuke be a really nice guy, trying to make him look as humane as possible, like he's changed, and it makes sense, I guess. But anyway, Sasuke considers to use Amaterasu. However, as long as the jutsu persisted, he would be leaving the creature to burn endlessly, and he doesn't want that to happen. So Sasuke's mind settled and he decided to choose to disrupt the jutsu anyway, and man let the dinosaur bite his arm, like munch, let me bite that chicken tastes good. Man only has one arm left too, and he said, frick it, I'm gonna let you eat this shit. Anyway, while Sasuke's arm is in this dinosaur, he uses Sharingan and an immense amount of chakra pouring into his hand in an attempt to overwrite the seal of control with Menno, and in doing so maybe create a more docile creature. Wow, and that's it. That's the 6 chapters. Everything that we know so far, that's part 1 of this video. Part 2 will be when the book is fully translated. We don't have that yet, guys, but make sure to smash that like button if you want part 2. That lets me know, fam. You know, if you want your boy to do it, you have to let me know. Also, follow me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time.